Well, we met for the first time September 9th, 2011.
We met on Match.com, actually.
Yeah, but our first meeting, official meeting, September 9th.
We were really excited about it when we first met. When we talked on the phone, it was like a 3-hour conversation, our first conversation. So we were just like so excited. I couldn't wait to meet him. And we actually ended up meeting up 2 days before we were supposed to, because we just couldn't wait to get to our actual date, which was like 2 weeks planned in advance, and we just couldn't wait anymore.
Yeah, it was just taking too long. We were talking on the phone for 5 hours straight every single night till
emailing
2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we finally just said, nah, let's just go out early.
Yeah, he was like, it's a beautiful day for a walk in the park, just saying. And I was like, I'm in. So, yeah.
The first date really was just to see each other, meet each other for the first time, and ended up going to the diner, having breakfast.
Because we talked about how we like to go have breakfast at like little local diners and stuff like that. And it was like one of the most favorite things. So then we took a drive, and we both realized how much we both loved the windows down. And he gave me an iPod in our first meeting, because he said anybody who loved music as much as him had to have one, which I didn't. So yeah, that was before I even got in the car. It was pretty cool. Went for a drive and then decided to go have a beer at the Buck. The Buck Hotel. Had one drink and called it a night. It was very nice.
I pretty much knew I wanted to tie the knot with her maybe 2 months after we met. I just knew. And that's all I thought about. I was with her 3-4 days out of the week. Just wasn't enough. If I wasn't with her every day, I couldn't take being away from her, period. Yeah. And that's the only way I could see her every day is if I married her, so.
Yeah. And it's still never going to be enough time.
And it's never enough. It's still not enough.
It's never enough time.
Never will be. We could be together every day, every hour for a week, and it still seems like there's not enough time, so.
Yeah. He told me he loved me on our third date. Yeah.
I kind of knew.
It was pretty scary, but I felt the same way, so it was nice that he said it first.
I'm scared to say it, so, One thing I wanted to do for sure was ask permission from her parents, and that was something I had to do. I wasn't going to do it any other way. One time when she was at home at the apartment and I had time to go over to her parents beforehand without her knowing, I went over there and I felt like a complete psycho. Here I am, I've known their daughter, what was it at that point, 4 months? I think so. 4 months I've known her, and I want to marry her. It doesn't look awkward or strange. Or remember going in shaking, literally, like couldn't stay calm at all, and they were just looking at me like, "What are you doing here? Is Leah out there? What are you doing here?" And I came in, I sat down. I'm like, "I got a question," and I could see your dad. Yeah. Before I said anything, he was starting to tear up. He knew it was coming. And your mom was like over in the corner, and she's like starting, and I'm like, I didn't even do anything yet. I was like, and then I could feel it, like the waterworks coming on. Yeah. And I finally got it out. I was like, my voice was shaky and I could barely talk, but I was like, I would like the honor of marrying your daughter. And everybody, all three of us, just broke out crying.
It's great.
It was like your mom's handing napkins and towel and tissues around to everybody. So awesome. It was the best moment I'll never forget. Yeah, their faces was amazing. Yeah, totally amazing. Yeah, and I pretty much had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I had a time restraint though, so I was getting a little crazy because I had to find the ring. It had to be the perfect ring, and I already had the place set up, and we knew when we were going to be there, because we had a moment. I'd say it was the first month after we met. We went down to her parents' beach house, Ocean City, and had just the most amazing weekend. Like,
it was awesome.
We knew each other a month. Yeah,
and I was like, if we go through this, I'm like, this is the chance now to see, like, we're gone for a couple days. So I'm like, when you're around somebody for longer than a day, you can kind of see things that you're like, oh god, that was annoying, but I can deal with that. Yeah. And it was like 3 days of, what do you want to do next? Let's go do this. This is great. It was awesome. Oh yeah, we had so much fun.
We just walked down in the boardwalk and ate everything we could.
Yeah, we ate our way down the boardwalk, and in the middle of the night, like, we just decided to take a stroll. We walked the boardwalk. We went and sat on the beach and just laid there and just talked. It was awesome. We had
like
the best,
midnight, 11 o'clock, midnight, complete darkness, just sitting on the beach talking with the waves coming in, and it was just the most perfect moment.
And it was his first time on the beach at nighttime.
Yeah, and I always wanted that, and it was like exactly what I envisioned. Like,
So
wow,
perfect.
this is so perfect.
I love
And then
the
I'm
beach.
there with you. It's just like,
Yeah, it was perfect.
it doesn't get any better.
It was very cool.
And that was a month. So I knew that's where I wanted to do it. I was sure that's the moment I wanted to recreate that. And we had set it up in March to go to spend a weekend there again at the beach house. So
It was
I
for
had
his birthday.
Yeah, for my birthday.
Took him down for his birthday for the weekend, so it was a weekend all about Rob. Yeah, we
Not so fast.
those. Right, exactly. It was great. It was awesome.
But that's the weekend we were going down. I mean, I didn't want to do it on my birthday, but that's the week we were going down. So, and every single night we were there, it was freezing cold. Freezing.
The first night we were down there, he's like, "Wow, come on!" I was so tired, and I like just got done cooking dinner, and he's like, "Come on, let's go take a walk on the beach." And I'm like,
No.
"It's cold outside. Like I'm really cold, and I was freezing. Like, and
Well,
I'm
you're always
cold.
cold, so
I'm
yeah,
always cold.
and you're
That's true.
you're
I'm always
freezing.
cold. I had like a sweatshirt on and like blankets and stuff. So I was like, he's like, all right, well, we'll just take a walk tomorrow. And I'm like, okay.
Whatever.
So yeah.
So it worked out that the only night that we could go really, and that was warm enough, was my birthday. I was like, I don't want to do it on my birthday, but you know what? I'm doing it. So I remember just like completely craziness going on in my head. I couldn't even think straight. I had all this stuff I wanted to say. I couldn't remember any of it. I was just freaking out.
And the two of us are standing on the beach. It's 10 o'clock at night. And we're looking up. I'm like, wow, it's so beautiful out here. Like, look at the stars. It doesn't get any clearer than this. It was gorgeous. And we're both just standing there, and he's like, starts rambling. What were you saying?
I don't remember half of it. I was just like, I was just
It was
in a
awesome.
moment. But I was like, this is the first moment I knew
Yeah,
that you were the one for me. That this is what I've always wanted.
And I was like, yeah, it was.
And I was like, so. And then she doesn't even realize what's
I
going
had
on.
no
I'm on my
idea.
knee already. And she looks down. And I was
And
like,
then I turned her, and I was just like, and he's like, so that's why. And I was like, huh? And I look over, and he's not there. And I turn around, and there he is on his knee with a ring. And I was just flabbergasted. I don't even think I let you say anything. I was just like,
well, I got
really?
Yeah.
Really, babe? Really? I was totally shocked.
do it again. Do it again.
No, and then I said that I asked him if he would do
missed
it
it.
again so that I could remember the moment for the rest of my life. I was like, that seriously just happened right now? Can you do it again? Because I don't want to forget it. And then, yeah.
And then before you actually would say anything, we had to go check the ring. Out, 'cause
That's
it was
such
kind of dark.
baloney. I did not.
Like, can I see the ring first?
No, it was so dark I couldn't really see it. So I was like, can I go see it now? Like after a couple minutes, but it was awesome. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. It's the perfect ring.
Yep.
Perfect moment.
Perfect moment. Perfect.
Most exciting moment of my life. It was very exciting. Yeah. We thought it'd be really cool if we got married on the date that we had our first date. So we originally had September 9th picked out. And one of my close bridesmaids, she had her sister-in-law's wedding. So we decided not to do it that day. And I was like, oh, I'm going to give up this date for you. But she had to be there. And she lives in Florida. So we did. We got September 14th, which was perfect.
While she looked at a bunch of venues with her mom
Yeah.
and her dad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't be there during all that process, but they ran through, what was it, like 5 places in
Well, me and
a
my
day.
mom did.
Yeah, you and your
And-
mom.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you went through and looked at all that, but
Yeah.
they went place to place to place, finally found the Philadelphia Ballroom and knew that was it. It was beautiful, beautiful place.
So we did. We bounced around all the PMP catering halls, and it was the fountain room I really liked, and the ballroom. And the ballroom was just, I walked in there, and it was like, wow. Like, look at the lighting that the chandeliers give off. They're so beautiful. Once they lit those lights, that was it for me. I was like, you have to see this place. It's gorgeous. The bar was just beautiful, and it was just like a cherry wood, and it was the foyer was so nice. And
And it had a nice area outside for an outside ceremony. That's what we wanted.
That's really what
So
we definitely wanted to be.
tied everything in that we wanted together.
As long as we could have that outside wedding and everything, we didn't have to run from place to place. It was perfect. That's exactly what we were looking for. So it was gorgeous. I loved it.
Well, getting ready for me was just, it was, the anticipation was killing me. You know, I didn't sleep at all the night before. Couldn't sleep.
And I didn't
And
sleep either.
just, I had my daughter with me, Rebecca, and I remember just waiting and waiting and waiting. Took Rebecca to the hotel to drop her off. She was one of the flower girls, and wanted so bad to go in there and see what was going on and see her, but I had to stay away. But I'd say most of the day was just thinking and waiting and waiting. It just seemed like forever. And then finally some of the guys started coming in, started getting ready. I mean, I was ready in 20 minutes. And then, okay, let's go.
Nice. That wasn't exactly the same
Not the same
experience
for you,
I had.
yeah.
Getting ready was awesome. I had such a great experience. The girls and I were at the Radisson Hotel, and I had like a suite that we had there for the night. My girlfriend from Florida, she came and stayed with me the night before, so we stayed up. We were up way late. Had a great time. It was awesome catching up with her. And I'm a hairstylist, you know, and I have the couple of the girls that I work with came and they did my wedding, and I had no worries at all. I was so relaxed. I was like, this is the best, you know. I knew they were going to do a great job. I had no worries. My hair was perfect, exactly the way I wanted it. I couldn't even envision anything better. My makeup artist, Jackie, she did a great job on everybody. Everybody looked gorgeous. And then the next thing you know, we get a call to the room and they say, oh, you know, your limo's here. And I'm like, huh? I'm like a whole hour. Like, what are they talking about? So our photographer said, oh, you know, well, they must have made a mistake. They made a mistake because there's other weddings going on here, so don't worry about it. So I was like, hey, you know.
As we're waiting at
Let
the
me just
venue.
continue to relax. And there was everybody getting ready, commotion. Girls are going downstairs, going outside. Everybody's all over the place. So I didn't think anything of it. And then the next thing you know, the limo driver comes up to the room. This is a while ago. So instead of calling or coming up sooner, he waited like a half hour.
It's longer than that.
Yeah, it was
enough time.
Well, it was enough. It really screwed everything up because it was like a domino effect. And he was supposed to pick up the guys first, and I don't know how they got that screwed up, but he thought he was coming to pick up the girls first, which didn't make any sense because we were meeting at the park. Yeah, so that's where it all began, kind of the craziness.
The limo guy got there eventually. He took us there. We waited, and it all worked out, but it was time restraints were ridiculous because we had to get all the pictures done before the ceremony, had to get back to the ceremony. Time was crazy, but it was still the moment that I hoped completely because that's the first time I got to see her. Not during the ceremony, but at the park.
The drive over to the park in the limo was unbelievable. I never felt so many emotions in my life, like just overwhelmed me. Like I was so excited. I couldn't wait to see his face. And I was so happy. I actually had like a little like breakdown. I was crying. I was laughing. I was like, oh my God. When we pulled up and I got off, I mean, my heart was like in my throat. And the walk down to see him was just like, I was freaking out. I just couldn't wait to see him. And his back was turned, and all I could see was just his back turned in front of the water, and they're waiting to like turn him around to see me or whatever. So we walk up and everyone's following behind me, and the photographer grabs my hand and she pulls me and she sets me up, you know, ready to see him. And he turns around and his face was just the best thing I've ever seen.
I'm blown away.
It was so awesome.
I'll never forget it.
That's
Just opened my eyes and I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. That's my wife.
That's what I was going for. So
good stuff.
It was awesome.
All in all, the pictures.
The photographs.
It went well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did a good job putting everybody together, posing everybody.
Yeah.
I think everything turned out nice.
Yeah.
You know, it looked good.
Yeah.
You know, I had one little hiccup at the end of the
that was
picture
great.
taking.
Well, somebody didn't clean up after their pet. So we didn't even get married yet.
Well, I had spent a month trying to get the perfect signature smell.
Yeah.
For the wedding day, and I had it, and I was very proud of the smell. after that, I didn't like the smell too much.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
Yeah,
We were walking, and talk about.
But
I've
been told.
It was pretty crazy.
Everybody said it was such good luck, so I just went with it.
Said.
I'm like, okay,
You got
a towel?
Pick
Okay,
the more
I'm
positive
good.
side of whatever happened there. I don't know. We got on the limb. I mean, we were walking together, him and I, and I'm like, I smell shit. It smells.
It's not me.
And I was like, do you smell shit? I smell shit. And I started
That's
getting
my Dolce and Gabbana.
And I was like, is it on my dress? Because my dress like trailed through the grass, and all I could thinking was, I'm gonna have shit smeared all over my dress. And like, what is that smell? It's awful. So we're picking up my dress and we're moving it around. And then we look at him and he's got it on his shoe. It's on the front of his pant leg. I'm like, oh my God. We get, they give us a towel. He wipes it off, but it wasn't a pleasant ride, really, because you could still smell it on the way.
All I could smell was love.
Yeah. It was on our way back from the park. After we had seen each other for the first time and we were headed back to go to the ceremony, my girlfriend said, Leah, look out the window. And it was the most beautiful, clear blue day, and there was these perfect little white clouds, and the temperature was perfect. Gorgeous. And it was like, you couldn't dream up a more perfect weather day for a wedding. And I look out the window, and there's just this perfect rainbow out of the blue, and it's like just
so small.
Just a square, bright rainbow by itself. Just I'm like, hey, Dad, I totally knew it. I knew it was him. Like, I could totally feel it. Our minister was friends of my mom. My mom had met her through Gilda's Club, and she's a wonderful woman. Absolutely loved her. Her ceremony was perfect. The most important thing to both of us was the ceremony. Like, we just wanted to remember it. We wanted to really mean something to us and really just to have a real connection to it.
We spent the longest doing the ceremony.
Yeah.
When we set up everything for the wedding, music, all that, but the ceremony took us the longest to find what we wanted and what we wanted to say, and I think it was probably a good month just doing that.
Loretta Di Genova.
There you go. I knew it. Awesome. I was just waiting for you.
She was the best minister, absolutely, hands down. She was awesome. She did a great job.
Guided us through the whole thing. We were both stressed out like you wouldn't believe, just like, so much chaos, and she just guided us through it, and I was just focused on her. Most definitely seeing her walk up the aisle was hands down the best part of the day almost. I mean, it still blew me away. Didn't matter.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't matter. I just saw you. It was just seeing you in that light, and oh my God.
My Uncle Jerry walked me down the aisle. It's my dad's brother. My dad had actually called his brother. This is when he first knew that we were going to get married, and I didn't know, but he had asked his brother, he said, when something's going to happen, and I really would love for you to walk her down the aisle for me. And, of course, my Uncle Jerry was like, oh, shut up, Ronnie, you're going to be fine, you're going to be there, and when my dad was on hospice, he said to me, I had already asked, Uncle Jerry to walk you down the aisle, and, I felt like I was in, like, the Twilight Zone. Like, it was so bizarre. Like, I never thought that moment was really going to happen for me. Like, it just, finally, like, wow, here we are. Like, this is crazy. Like, I finally met the perfect one. Like, and this is happening, and there's no doubt in my mind I, like, could have ran to him, and just, it's just what it is. Perfect.
We did the traditional vows. We picked the ones that we liked the most. We wanted to do our own, write our own, but time-wise,
it
really just wasn't going to happen.
More
to
than anything,
sit there and think about it and be what we wanted, it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Next time we get married.
Yeah, next time we get married.
Yeah.
We plan on doing it again.
Everything,
our ceremony was...
The ceremony was just flowed. I mean, it was amazing.
So perfect.
Like, was looking back at her in her eyes, and I just was, like, focused. And everything else around me was just...
Not even there.
Yeah.
I will never forget the
what was
look
going on
in his eye. That's all I wanted. I will never forget that feeling. I will hold that with me forever.
That was the look of love.
It was. It was perfect. It was best day of my life. I couldn't say anything more about it.
the guests had a cocktail hour while we did all the formal photos with the families.
Right.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original plan was to have our pictures and see each other before the ceremony, which we really battled with. But we really wanted to get the most out of our day. And because of all the hiccups that we had throughout the ceremony, or pre-ceremony, it killed our time for us to be able to have cocktail hour. So we actually never even saw cocktail hour, didn't see the setup or anything. I don't know how it went, what it looked like, so I'm really excited to see the video.
I heard it was great.
I heard it was a great time. Everybody said the food was great, and
I was a little jealous, but
yeah, the maitre d' did bring us out a little Dixie plate, and we did have I ate one cocktail wiener, and it was fabulous. It was so good. That's all I had. One cocktail wiener. It was good. And my girlfriend Alicia ran me in a beer while we were getting. She's like, "You need a drink?" I'm like, "Yeah." She handed me a drink. I was like. The DJ that we chose was Mike from Synergetic Sound and Lighting. He did a phenomenal job. It was great. Played everything that we asked him to play.
Did an excellent job.
Yeah.
There was many songs that I didn't think they would play, and it was perfect.
Yeah, it worked out really well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was good. Everybody was up dancing,
the whole night.
Fun and
the whole night.
Good. It was good. You were dancing a lot.
Can't wait to see that on video.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really, really good.
See. My little dance off with Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you have a dance off with Ryan?
Yeah.
Did I miss that?
Yes.
Oh boy.
I remember tidbits, and it was scary. So
we'll cool.
See.
Should be fun. I can't wait to see it.
Well, at one point Ryan was laying on the floor, and I was jumping over him. So.
That's gonna be great. I can't wait to see that. Wow. Oh boy.
Yeah. Overall, the reception was amazing. No complaints. I mean, it was just too fast. Mm-hmm. Way too fast. I couldn't see everybody, and I couldn't dance with everybody, and I just couldn't experience what I wanted to. But if it was longer, that would be the only thing I would change.
Yeah.
Because it was
that could have went on for weeks. Yeah. There were so many people there that I wanted to talk to every single person. There were so many wonderful people, all my father's friends and people that I hadn't seen in so long, like family members, and it was like a vortex. It was like as soon as I turned around and saw one face, I was like, oh my God, and I was, so you get sucked into that, and it's just before you know it, it's like, what do you mean it's over? What? So if we could have stretched that out, oh my God, I'd still probably be there hanging out with everybody.
We did stretch it out a little bit.
We stretched it out a little bit.
We went to the hotel.
Yeah, we did.
At the bar, and we had tons of people there for the
that
wedding.
Was fun.
So we just let it go as long as we could.
5:30 in the morning to be exact. Yeah. It was a crazy night. We had a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of fun. It was a long night. We had this whole idea, well, what are we going to do for our entrance? And Rebecca got all into it. It was great. And she's like, okay, now, no. Let me show you what to do. She was like, I'm going to be your choreographer. She's like, I'm like, oh, you're a choreographer. You're going to work all this out for us. So she's got it. We got hats. I have this cute wicker hat. He's got this wicker hat. So we had this whole thing that we wanted to do for our entrance. And we were standing in line and we're ready to go out. And I was all nervous because we just spent all that time in the foyer taking pictures. We don't know what's going on inside. I have no idea of what happened at, cocktail hour or anything. And we're going to walk through and you hear the DJ talking about it and stuff. And I'm getting ready to walk out and nobody says to me, hey, Leah, you might want to bustle your dress. Let's bustle your dress. And I'm not thinking about it. I'm just totally stressing out.
In the moment, too.
In the moment. So our whole little routine that we were going to plan.
I wasn't going to be picking you up, that's for sure.
No, he was going to pick me up. We rehearsed it. He was going to pick me up, throw me over his shoulder, spin me around, throw his hat, and we were going to do this, stupid little dance. But I was like, oh my God, I was like, please don't pick me up. Please don't pick me up. I was so afraid. I had stilettos like this on. And my dress was it was so much dress at the bottom. I was like, oh my God, I was so afraid I'm going to trip and fall on my face. So the entrance, the walking in was very exciting. And we just moseyed on in, did a little chill dance. It's let's keep it nice and easy. It's not falling off faces. It's going to work.
Exactly.
It's fine. So yeah,
but it was cool.
It was very exciting to be announced as Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. Wow.
And there were so many people there and so many loved ones there.
Yeah.
Everybody was so excited and just.
It was a perfect backdrop. Every time you look around, it was just like, hey.
Yeah, it was awesome.
The whole time. It was cool. It was very cool. It was amazing. It was awesome. We also, it was probably one of the most boring dances you've probably ever watched, because
couldn't pick her up or nothing.
He couldn't pick me up. He, couldn't dip me or anything. I was like, please don't dip me. Just because the shoes and the dress wasn't bustled, I was scared to death I was gonna fall.
So I was kind of limited on my moves.
Yeah, but it was just hearing the song that we chose was
it didn't matter. I mean,
it was this hearing our song was amazing.
Cake cutting was nice and clean and didn't waste any cake.
Yeah, no, it was.
We did. Neither one of us wanted anything crazy. We just.
Yeah. No. It was a nice. Our cake cutting moment was nice. It was sweet. It was classy. They call
Very
it.
classy.
I didn't want cake up my nose. I didn't want it in my face. I just classy.
Yeah, we had that deal. She didn't think I was gonna stick with it, but
no, I was a little nervous for one side. I was kind of like, ugh, please don't, kind of face. But it was awesome. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cake was good too. It was delicious.
We didn't get too much of the desserts at the wedding either.
Yeah, no.
We had wedding cake. That was it. So.
Yeah. We had wedding cake for dinner too, because when we got back to the hotel, we were so hungry, and a friend of mine and his girlfriend was like, "We've got wedding cake. We grabbed some slices." We're like, yes. That's what we ate. We ate wedding cake.
Beer and wedding cake.
Mm-hmm. Really
Yummy.
good combo. It's a great combo.
Didn't really get much of the food at all.
I have to be completely honest. I didn't even see the food. I had one bite of chicken marsala. That was it.
That's about what I had.
One bite. And I was so excited.
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
Because, oh my god, my mouth was watering when I was at the caterer, and they're like talking about all this over crazy amount of food, and they told there was an ice sculpture. I'm like, there was an ice sculpture?
I didn't even see it.
I didn't see the ice sculpture.
Didn't
Did
even
you
see
see
it.
it? I didn't see it. It was crazy. I mean,
Didn't see any of the dessert table.
None of it.
I mean, people are saying how there was so much.
it was awesome to hear everyone talk
Oh, yeah,
about
everybody
how much
loved it.
fun they had,
Yeah.
and how good the food was. Everybody kept talking about the food. They're like, the food was amazing, and the desserts, my god, like there was nothing you could want for. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I was jealous, but hey, you had a good time.
I'm really glad it worked. I'm really glad you had a good time. That's all I wanted to say about that. Yeah.
But apparently it was really good.
Yeah. For me, one of the most special parts in the reception was a good friend of my dad's, Rich Berger, put together a wedding video from my father made a life documentary called The First 50 Years, and it's my prized possession. There's nothing I would treasure more in my life than that video. And in the video there's footage of my dad holding me and my sister singing Daddy's Little Girl. I wasn't the kind of girl growing up that thought about our wedding day. I wasn't all into that, I wasn't like Miss Foo-Foo. I didn't think about, the dress I was gonna wear and who was even gonna be this perfect man at the end of the aisle. I never even thought about that. The only thing I ever thought of was, I remember at my Sweet 16 party, I danced with my dad to Daddy's Little Girl. And I just remember thinking to myself, the next time that I'm going to dance with my dad like that is going to be at my wedding. So my dad's friend Rich, great guy, Dad worked with him a lot, put together this screen for me, and he ran with it, and he just had all the equipment, and he put everything together, and he really went out of his way for me as a gift to me. And my dad was at my wedding, and when it came time for me to dance with my dad, I danced with my mom. We swayed back and forth and just stared at my dad singing to us, and it was so special to me. And that's, even though it was a past memory, it was it made him being there even more apparent. I felt it even more. I knew he was there. I mean, I felt it throughout the whole thing, the rainbow in the sky and everything else, but I knew he was there with me, and I could feel it. So it was really nice that he was able to be there. in presence so everyone could see him. You know, it was good.
We were given a very, very nice gift from my boss. Never would have expected it from anybody, but his gift to us was a trip to the Bahamas for a honeymoon. And for us, we were blown away because we weren't going to do anything because we knew we couldn't afford it. We spent so much already. And here he's like, okay, you're going there for 4 days. You're leaving the morning after the wedding. It's all set up.
That was a gift that I really was not prepared to accept at all. I did not want to accept it. I was like, no. Yeah. Like, there is no way somebody's going to go, here's your wedding gift. I'm going to send you to paradise.
And for me, I mean,
there's no way.
I've never been anywhere tropical my whole life.
Never
always
seen
wanted,
water. Yeah.
Always wanted to, never. So to have that opportunity with her after we got married, I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But we went, literally, we were in the bar till what? Like, at the hotel till 3:34.
All right, that's being modest.
5.
No, we were there.
It was late.
We were there until like 5 with all of our friends hanging out the night after the wedding, and we were like, all right, it's time to go to bed. That's it. We're going to bed. We were hanging out with our front desk friends at the hotel, and we told them that we needed a wake-up call at 6:30. So we went to bed at 5:30. Yeah. We get our wake-up call from the front desk, and it's 6:30 in the morning. 6 o'clock? Did they call 6 o'clock?
6:30.
6:30. They did call 6:30.
And we didn't wake up.
They called. I answered the phone, and I was like,
okay.
they're like, oh, this is your wake-up call. I was like, thank you. They like hung up the phone, out again. They don't even remember it. Next thing you know, they call us back.
Limo's here.
This is 7 o'clock. Hey, your driver's down here. And we're like, okay, no problem. The two of us are frantic, panicked. Oh my God. I'm like, you gotta get up. My hair's pins are falling out. I got like makeup smeared on my face. I'm like not prepared at all whatsoever.
I look good, but
yeah, of course. It's so much easier for you. So here we are. We grab everything really quick. It was impressive.
Very quick.
I've got the wedding gown, I've got everything, and we go down the elevator to the floor where our friends were on, and I'm banging on the door. I'm like, guys, please, our driver's here. They didn't hear a word of it, not a word, and I'm standing there with all my stuff. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this dress and stuff? So the poor front desk people, I just like said to them, I was like, I'm really sorry to do this, but can you give this to my friends?
You hold on of all this.
All my stuff. I mean, it was a lot of stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to need this. I'm not going to need that. Yeah. Yeah.
And we had to be at the airport at 8 o'clock. We had to be there, check in, and leave for Bahamas by, I think it was 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So there was like no time. There was no messing around. So we just gave up and said, okay, I'm just leaving at the front desk.
Yeah.
Run out and just go.
It was so funny.
I don't know how we made it.
I don't know how we made it there either.
We're on the plane to go to Bahamas.
He's like ready to pass out, and I'm like, no, babe, you can't. I'm like a little scared. I don't like the flying. I can't relax enough to fall asleep on a plane. I wish I could because I was so tired. And he's like starting to doze off. I'm like, no, we're almost there. You got to see the blue water from the sky. It's so pretty. Like, please don't fall asleep on me. You know, it was great. So he stayed awake with me. He was a trooper, and I got a picture of him looking out the window, like it was totally nonchalant.
Blown away.
It's just like a black outline. There he is, looking out the window, like this grin on his face, and this beautiful,
so beautiful
map of just like blue. It was so pretty.
And I'll never forget the ride to the hotel. We stayed at Atlantis.
No, this is the best.
And I will never forget it because it scared the living daylights out of me.
Yeah. He's in the front seat.
And I'm in the front, and in Bahamas, of course, they got they have cars with a left steering wheel and a right steering wheel. They have both. We're in one that has a right steering wheel. So the guy's driving over here. I'm in the front seat like I'm driving. Mm-hmm. And I'm
sitting behind him, and I'm like holding onto the chair, and I'm like this. And the whole way over, I'm going, babe, look at that. Oh, look at the water. It's so beautiful. Look at the water the whole time. But he's in front of me. And
I'm freaking out because I start drifting and I wake up and I'm in the driver's seat. So I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like,
so funny.
I did that like 8 times.
Yeah.
I was like scaring myself.
It was so funny.
So bad.
There was no more mojo left,
So
man.
bad.
I was holding on to the chair and I'm just like, oh, it's so beautiful. Out. Like, it was so bad.
And then we got to Atlantis and we were just like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was so beautiful, so amazing.
Mystified. It was absolutely gorgeous.
But there was no energy left, so we were like, looked at each other. We just like, you know what? Let's go to sleep for a little bit.
Let's go to sleep for a little bit.
It's
absolutely.
the middle. I think it was like what 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was
so
sunny. I wanted
beautiful.
to go look and
we just wanted to keep going. We couldn't even hold our eyes open anymore. We're just like, oh yeah.
So we just went up, went to sleep.
Passed out. We passed out.
Woke up like, what was it, like 8 or 9 at night?
Yeah,
and
it was
just
like 8 or 9 at night. We lost like the whole day. We were so tired. But we walked around. It was literally, it was paradise. I mean, really. It was absolutely gorgeous. We had dinner at
Virgil's.
Oh yeah, first night barbecue.
American barbecue.
All they wanted was a Bahama fruit. I'm like, there's got to be an amazing fruit salad in the Bahamas. It's all I was craving. I just want like something really refreshing. I'm thinking tropical fruit salad. It was nowhere to be found. I'm like, barbecue. What?
The honeymoon was nonstop fun, excitement.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, unfortunately, it was only a couple days. It wasn't that long.
We had about, what was it, 3 days?
Yeah, but we packed in as much as we didn't sleep that much at all when we were there. We were out at what 2 in.the morning, walking around, looking at everything. And just blown away. And
it was stunning.
One of the nights that blew me away.
Yeah,
I'll never forget it. Was they had like a small, like town-looking shop center, and it looked like like a small town, but it was just different stores.
Yeah.
And there's tourists from all over the world standing around, sitting around, and they're all listening to this Bohemian gentleman that was sitting there, had a guitar, he was singing, he had the music going on the computer, sounded amazing. And we're just sitting there, just kind of feeling the vibe, getting into it. We had plenty of drinks that day. And out of nowhere, she starts talking to the guy, and she's asking if he knows. I just walked
up to him. I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Do you know Hotel California?"
Great guy, and he's like, "Yeah." She's like,
"And I love karaoke. I'm the karaoke queen.
Yeah, you are.
I love karaoke."
And he doesn't know the song, so he's like, "Well, why don't you sing it? You know it?"
And I was like, "Yeah, I know it."
And she just started singing the song. And everybody around us is like looking at her and watching her like she's totally part of the show. Yeah. Taking pictures of her. And I'm
crazy.
like, I'm loving it. I'm like, this is awesome.
It was pretty cool.
I didn't get video, unfortunately, but I got a couple good pictures of it.
Yeah.
And it was so great. And then he swore that you were a singer.
That's so
swore that you were a singer.
Yeah, we had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
That was just
He was such a nice guy. He was so sweet. He was cool.
Well, the whole time we were there, all we did was we would hang out with the bartenders. They were all the locals.
You're like,
and
what do you guys do for fun?
They were awesome. That we would just sit there and talk to them for hours. So we're like, you know what? Tell us where to go. Where do we want? We want to feel.
We want the whole
everything
Bohemian experience to tell us
what to do. Oh, you take a taxi. You'll go here. You'll go to the fish fry and. Okay, great. Let's do it. And we don't know where we're going.
We went off the beaten path. We hung out at the Sheraton.
Yeah.
It was a Sheraton on Cable Beach. And had a blast with everybody that worked there. They were so friendly and welcoming. And it was
everybody.
Awesome. Yeah.
I mean, great time. Just hanging out with all the people.
Then we went to the fish fry and we tried conch fish and all kinds of. It was crazy. We had.
Yeah, I don't do seafood at all, so I was eating.
And I'm not huge on it either, but I was like, I just want to eat what they eat.
Yeah,
try what they try.
You know?
Yeah, it was good. It was cool. It was quite an experience.
And I met my buddy Jamal there, who was awesome.
Awesome bartender.
Made us an amazing drink that had like 4 parts to it.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
he's like,
I'm liking this.
You guys got to start with this. He was trying to test us.
You drink this, and then this, and then this. I was like, okay.
Right. Yeah.
But it was. Yeah,
we had people from
amazing.
all over the world. We met people from England, and it was great. We had We met a lot of people and did a lot in those couple days. It was a lot of fun.
And that was hands down probably the best day there. Was when we went and just
off on our own
explored
and just
everything.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then we came back.
The reality,
to the grind.
Bang. Great, you're home. You're married.
Get back to work.
Life goes on. Go back to work. Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. It was pretty crazy. My favorite part of the day, the whole experience of the day, was by far, hands down, the look in Rob's eyes. when we were getting married. There was nothing could surpass that moment. It was just the best feeling in the world. It was perfect. I could just see that he was blown away, and that was like, really, like, I did it. Yeah, you know, like I really wanted him to feel that way when he saw me, and it was awesome. And then just at our ceremony, just standing there holding hands, like staring, speaking our vows, and it was so connected. Like I said, I'll never ever forget the look in his eyes. As long as I live, I will never forget it. It was beautiful. It was perfect.
Anytime I was able to connect and look into her eyes, whether it was the first time I saw her at the park, the ceremony, or just the many times, the reception was so quick and so fast, but every time I was able to connect with her from across the room and look at her, and wow, we're married. You know, it blew me away every time just to look at her.
Well, we're expecting our little bond in the oven. So we're very excited. I'm so excited to be a mom. I never knew I'd have the experience, so I couldn't be more excited. And to be able to mother your child, that's pretty spectacular. So I'm really, really looking forward to it, and I can't wait to meet him or her and see what she's like, and to raise our own family. I'm very excited to, you know, connect us all together even more so than we already are.
I think more than anything, I can't wait to see her as a mother. I cannot wait. As amazing as a person she is, I mean, she's gonna be an amazing mother, and I just can't wait to see that, and that develop our child from how she is, and knowing that half of it is her and half me. It's going to be such an amazing baby. It has to be.
5-10 years from now, I think we'll be spending time with our family more. It's one of our biggest goals. I think that we really just, we're waiting for life to finish putting itself together a little bit right now, and I think 5-10 years, I hope to be, you know, hanging out with family, having the barbecue thing, and watching the kids run around, and, you know, working, and family home life. I'm really looking forward to family home life. I've been waiting for it my whole life, so now's my time. I'm waiting for it. I can't wait. It's exciting. I definitely want to say, let my mom know. Also, I'd love to tell her just how much she means to me. And thank you for doing this for us. And it means a lot considering our family history, and it's an amazing gift, and it'll be another one to put in the vault, you know, that I'll cherish. My prized possession will be this, along with my dad's documentary, and I couldn't thank her enough for it. And I hope I can keep it going and carry it on one day. I hope I can learn something, you know. But I just want her to know that I love her, and I appreciate everything she did for the wedding and what she went through, and everyone. It was just amazing. There's a lot that I wish I could say to my dad. And I know he hears me when I talk to him. I just wanted to say to him, I couldn't be more proud to be his daughter. I couldn't have had a better father, ever. His family came first, always. And I'm so blessed to have had a family life the way that I did growing up, and it's all because of him. And I hope that I can make him proud the way he makes me proud. And I think that he knew when I met Rob, me and my dad got really close, and he knew that I met the right one. And I'm really, thank God, you know. And he's here with us, and I feel that. I know that he is. I miss him terribly, and I wish he could be here for our baby and to get that family experience that I always wanted to have with him. But he's here. He's right here. I know that he is. There's gonna be a lot of him in this baby. I know that. And I can't wait. I just can't wait. It's one of my biggest excitements is that I know. If it's a little girl, we're naming her Ronnie. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm very excited.